Hi guys, and welcome back to OG Cars. Now, apologies for the radio silence. We've actually been away in Toronto and New York, having a really nice time, and yeah, we did a big holiday. And when we got back, G was unfortunately quite ill, so we're just getting back into recording. So we wanted to do a bit of an interesting one for you today. And we've had this left-hand drive Panda 4x4 for a while. It's been introduced to you guys, of course, on a previous video, but basically it needed importing and registering in the UK. Now that's a question I get asked a lot in various groups, so I thought today, let's answer the question, how do I import my car in 2025? Now before Brexit, this was a little easier. Now I've done the Delta, the 126, I've done a Wartburg, I've done a few cars, but ultimately the goalposts have changed a little bit. So let's just gloss over those previous ones and look at what it took for me to get this one registered just now to best help you guys. First things first, you're going to want to get your car over into the UK. Now, ultimately, each country is going to differ, but this particular example from Italy, the plates that are assigned to the car are assigned to the owner. So when they sell it, it basically gets the plates removed and the new owner would put their plates on. We can't do that in the UK, obviously, because we're not Italian residents, blah, blah, blah. It's going to differ per country. As I say, I was very lucky with this car. The driver actually drove it over here for me. Previously with the 126, I managed to get a very pally with the previous Italian owner and he put me on his insurance and I drove it back and then sent them the plates back. As I say, it's going to differ whether you transport it or you manage to find a loophole. Bring it back here first, and then we're going to have to look at the NOVA, which is the notification of vehicle arrivals. Beginning with some paperwork now, although admittedly this is all done kind of online now. The notification of vehicle arrivals, admittedly before Brexit, you could just do it yourself. I think it was like a C384 form. You'd fill out a form, how much you paid for the car, it would calculate how much you're going to be paying in duties, all done with. Unfortunately, you now have to use a registered, VAT registered company to do the NOVA. So I paid a company called Ship My Car. Now, I'm not endorsed by them, I'm not getting paid by them, but they were really good. And if you're looking to do an import, I'd recommend getting it done with them because they didn't need to like see the car or anything particular. They just needed a couple of details. I sent it over to them, how much I paid for the car with the receipt, and they just calculated it. I paid them, they paid HMRC or whatever they do, and they send you an email back saying the NOVA's done, here's the reference, and that's it. In terms of fees, since Brexit, you are looking at 20% VAT on cars under 30 years old, although, thankfully, only 5% VAT on cars over 30 years old. And I think there's an extra import duty fee of about 10% as well. But obviously, Ship My Car will do all of those fees for you. But it's something to consider when you're buying the car, that the cost of the car and the shipping or your transport or whatever is not going to be your final cost. You're going to have to get the NOVA done, pay your duties, pay your tax, and then you're going to have to look at paying at the V55 down the line, which we'll get onto soon. With your car over here and your NOVA sorted, you're now looking at the registration process. But to actually do the application, you're going to need a valid MOT. That's not to say that your vehicle could be historic, of course, in which case if it's 40 years plus, you don't actually need the MOT. And when you do your V55, you can just do a declaration to say it is exempt from testing. On this particular car, it's not 40 years old, so I got an MOT. Unfortunately, it failed. I had to do some work, and then I got my pass. That's absolutely fine. We got our pass, but we also, to do the V55, need either dating certificate or a registration document. I was lucky, I had the export document from the original owner that had this car, which basically said all of the details about the car, basically an Italian equivalent to the V5, but a deregistration one for Italy. It'll do the job. Basically any documents like that, or find a club that does a dating certificate. I want to give a big shout out to the Wartburg Japan IFA club, who we work with quite a lot and have helped me with imports in the past. And now, thankfully, I know kind of what I'm doing. So big thanks to Mel at the club there, who's managed to teach me all of that stuff. And they can provide dating certificates on request. And same with other clubs. They normally do a charged dating certificate or part of a membership if required. Now you need to do your V55 registration document, which is basically what's going to be sent to the DVLA for them to look at everything and supply you with a V5, hopefully, as long as everything goes well. Obviously, if it doesn't go well, they come back and let you know what you need and you can go and do those bits. So that's absolutely fine. You've got your registration document or your dating certificate. It's worth taking a copy, but do send them the original because that's what they want. You've got your MOT copy or your declaration that it's exempt. Send that in as well. You're going to need a check with basically, I know, check, old school. You're going to need to basically put the amount of the V55 registration in, which is £55 registration fee, plus your tax. So if you're not exempt, it's whatever the year's tax is. And then you're going to need proof of who you are and your address. So something like a driving license photocopied would do the trick. As I say, take photocopies of everything so you have everything spare, including the V55. It's just worth having some spares of everything. After that, it's just a V55 tick box exercise. You're going to plug in all your details from either your dating certificate or your registration certificate into the V55, make a model, all of that sort of jazz, and then you're going to put it all in an envelope with all of your original copies of things and send it to the DVLA. Make sure you choose the right postcode from their website so it goes to the right place, and then in about a month's time, I think they tell you it's a bit longer, but you know, I think it was just under a month for me at least anyway, they send you a V55 back in the post if all goes well. And obviously it's already taxed, it's already MOT'd, so it's ready to insure and drive once you've got some number plates. Make sure you get some number plates and put them on the car. Now, admittedly, there's a couple more bits I need to do to this car, but I do have some number plates on order, and you're going to see this car in another video when it's fully finished and ready. But, you know, I'm not an expert, guys. I have tried to do the best I can in this video and put all the details needed in for you. If you have any questions at all, though, please drop them in the comments below, and I'll try my best to help you out. But a massive thanks to you all for watching, as always. So thanks for watching, like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you all in the next one.